And we're live. Today, we're starting strong because your voice is either building trust or quietly losing it. There is no neutral. And I don't want that for you. I don't want you losing trust. But here we are meeting today. Go ahead and say hi in the chats. Glad to have you here live. Sound is working. Great to see you here. Say hello in the chats. Let me know you're here. I'll call out your name and welcome you for this holiday edition. Who is this for? If you speak to clients, lead a team, host live events, create content, go to Christmas parties, holiday parties, whatever it is, your voice becomes your first impression long before your ideas even land. December is the perfect month to sharpen your delivery while everyone else slows down. Hi, Michelle. Glad to see you in the chat. Great to have you here. This session is for everyone who wants to sound clear, warm, professional, intentional, memorable in 2026 and not rushed, shaky, forgettable. This is also holiday edition, so I got out all my fun holiday things. I have to admit, it's a little bit early yet for holiday edition. I had to break out my first thing so far. All we have out are Nicolo and Krampus stuff because I live in Vienna, Austria. And our family favorite, I don't know if you can see this, little Ebenezer. There she is, little Ebenezer. She speaks and scurries around. You never know where you'll find her at Christmas time. Such a fun time of year. But who am I and why should you listen to me, especially about your voice? It's your voice, right? Shouldn't you just speak naturally? Yes. And if we haven't met before, hi, I'm Elizabeth, and I show professionals how to speak up and become the option, not just another option. I've been working in international business development. I speak German, Mandarin Chinese, and have an MBA from Fenghai University in Taiwan, so home of the bubble tea. And today, what I want to talk to you about, today my work blends communication science, vocal technique, on-camera leadership, so you can own your voice. Yes, your own voice, your verbal brand, and speak with clarity, warmth, authority, especially on your busiest days. Who doesn't need that in December, am I right? Now, what I hear a lot, many people say, but Elizabeth, can I just use AI voiceovers? They are getting so good, aren't they? But if you're ever going to meet or actually talk to other people, and I mean in a conference, a speech, a pitch, even a phone call, I wouldn't recommend it because AI is not you, and people will notice the difference immediately. And talk about a breakdown in trust, a shock to the system. You really don't want that, especially not where trust is concerned. Plus, AI still doesn't use the 23 techniques we're talking about today. So let's jump into these micro techniques. But before we do that, I'm going to switch my slides over. Before we do that, I'm just going to check here, see who's popping in. Hello, hello. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Instagram, LinkedIn. I'm loving this. And Ebenezer loves it too. Ebenezer loves it too. What are some of your favorite Christmas or holiday traditions? I'll be sharing some of mine today. So, what is one voice habit or voice quality that you want to improve in 2026? This is live, interactive. Let me know. Let's talk about it. One thing I want to improve is my hat. This is actually my daughter's head. It's way too small for my head. It's like brain squeeze. Yikes. Trying to get my slides up here live. What I wish is I wish I had 7 screens. One for the slides, one for the comments. Alas, I only have 2. So we are diving in. Today we're diving into the first 11 days of the Advent calendar. If you don't know much about Advent calendars, there are these little things where you open a door for each day and get a little treat, a little surprise. It is one of my favorite Austrian traditions. Although I recently learned it might be originally Swedish. Anyway, I heard about it in Austria. Super excited about it. And I love it. So little prizes every single day. And today we are diving into the first 11. And these are all organized according to my voice framework. A lot of details, a lot of let me make it easy for you. It's VOICE. V is a volume and variations. That's how we'll start. Then we'll talk about O, orchestration of pace. I know it's a stretch. Excuse me. You know it's live because I'm not editing this out. I know it's a stretch, orchestration of pace, but it just means speed, right? How quickly or slowly you go. And the third one we'll get into today is the I for intentional pauses. I for intentional pauses. I'm checking the chats again. I'm choking to death. Always have some water. That is not in our list today. It's for next week. Always have some water when you're speaking time. So we're going to jump right in. We're going to do this Advent calendar. And as I mentioned, we're starting with volume and variation, and those are days 1 through 5. So let's go ahead and jump right into it because your volume reveals your confidence before your words do. Holy smokes. Look at that. I'm covering all the good stuff. So now I have to slide in here and reduce my face. Oops. All right, let's try this again. Slight adjustment on the fly. This is the one I want to reduce. And slide me down. There we go. Nope, still too big. There we go. You can see it, right? Sounds good. Whew, whew. Getting a little exciting here. Happy holidays! Happy holidays. Let's talk about volume and variation. Because your volume really does reveal your confidence before you do, or it reveals something about your confidence, whether it's true or not. If you have low, flat, or even inconsistent volume when you're moving around nervously, it makes you sound unsure, even if you're even if you're not. And we don't want that. We don't want to send messages that simply aren't true. So we're going to jump into these 5 micro techniques that you can use right away. Apply them to your daily interactions, your speech, your meetings, phone calls, whatever you're working on. And let me know. I see some thumb up coming in. Thank you. Some interactivity. I love it. That's what it's about with a live event. That's why we're here. So let's go ahead and jump into the first one. The very first one is a opening the first door. The power whisper. So each of these are part of my vocal authority formula, 23 micro techniques. Downloadable. I'll give you the link right at the end of this session so you can have it in your hands. For now, sit back, listen, enjoy. I gotcha. And each one is broken into 5 sections. What it is, when to use it, why it works, the psychology behind it, an example in action so you can get a feel for it, and a small activity. Try this now so you can put it into practice. What's the point if you're not going to use it, right? So the first one we want to talk about is the power whisper. The power whisper. And what it is actually dropping your volume to a controlled whisper to spark curiosity. When to use it. You want to use this when you want people to stop scrolling. Maybe it's a video and tune in. Or if you're in a big conference hall or meeting and you want people to lean in and focus. Why this works. A whisper forces the listener's brain to work a little harder, ears to focus a little more, increasing their attention and focus. This is especially good when you're about to land a key point. I'll give you an example in action. Here's the truth. Most people never practice this. Did you feel it? Did you feel it? Yeah, a little bit? Pretty exciting. You can use it on any type of sentence or phrase. It doesn't have to start with "here's the truth." Use it as you in your normal language patterns. So, try this now. Whisper one key sentence. Keep it warm, but not creepy. Gotta be careful of that. Pro tip, go ahead and record yourself. Choose one sentence, one phrase, one thing that you say in your or about to say or planning to say today. Say it loudly, say it whispered. Record both and see if you hear a difference. All right, that's door number one. Like it? Love it? Drop a note in the comments. Let me know if this is something you are already using. Let me know if this is something you're already using. Candylicious, I see you're here with us. Welcome. Oh, I like that I can see that you're joining us. Really appreciate that. And you're someone I love watching perform. So really appreciate that. Now we're moving on to door number two. Deep, 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 deep. Sound effect. Sound effect. Come on. Ah! Wow. Dynamic volume. That was like anticipation there. Kept me waiting. So dynamic volume is about when people lean in. People will lean in to listen when your volume changes in unexpected ways. So it's not about starting low and then increasing louder, 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 or jumping around crazily. It's about using intentional volume shifts, which cause people to naturally lean in and listen, making your message land with more meaning and impact. Now, I don't want to go through each one in full detail. We're going to go ahead already to number three, the crescendo build. So this one's about starting soft and increasing the volume as you reach the main point and land it. This is especially useful when building up a story to an insight or a reveal. You can probably hear this when you're scrolling through on YouTube, right? People often use this crescendo build. For our fourth door, dun, 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 what is behind door number four? It's volume anchoring. Now, this one's really interesting. It's a little bit different. We've been talking about changing our volume. This is about setting your baseline of your volume, where you're going to spend most of your time when you're speaking. If you're giving a longer speech or presentation, this is especially key. And this is where you return to when you need it, when you want to sound grounded and clear. All right, that's volume anchoring. I get into more details in the formula. Go ahead and download it. I'll give you a link at the end. But for now, let's open up door number five because this is exciting, isn't it? Who is excited? Who is excited? I love advent calendars. I mean, little bits of chocolate behind each one is fun, but so is this. All right, energy reset. That's behind door number five. An energy reset is basically a reset that instantly re-engages your body, your voice, and most importantly, your listeners. All right, so all five of these are five micro habits that you can apply to change the way people listen to you. And these techniques, this group of five here, they're all part of the V for volume and variation, and they give you three direct benefits. Three direct benefits. We're using micro volume lifts to emphasize meaning. We also talked about if you feel like you're falling in a black hole of like drudgery and boredom, that's number five, the energy reset. To reset your energy when your voice and energy are fading. All right. And probably the most important benefit that all five of these give you is a focus on the audience, right? We want the audience to engage with us and avoid one speed delivery, or one volume delivery. It becomes monotone, it becomes drudgery, it becomes forgettable, right? It becomes forgettable. So, which of these five, just these first five, have you used? Which have you mastered? Which one are you excited about? What are you ready to add? And small note, AI hasn't mastered any of these yet. See what I did there? Power whisper. Ah! I know, it's too much. It's too much. I love it. All right. All right, moving right along. Let's see who we have here. Welcome, everyone. So glad to have you here. And we're going to go on to the next five, the next one, because we're already up to December 11th, and it's one door per day. Let me go ahead and move on to the next slide. So boop, 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 we've got five more doors, 6 through 10, 6 through 10. It kind of goes up and down, but you're smart. You can do that. So let's talk about what's behind door number 6. Of course, at any point, if you have a question, comment, drop it in the comments. I'm here for it. You can ask me anything on the side. Number 6, behind door number 6 is speed contrast. Whoa, hold the phone, Elizabeth. Back it up. I said the first five were for V, the V of voice, volume and variation. Now we're moving into the O, orchestration of pace, which is a fancy way of saying speed. So we're talking about a speed contrast. And, excuse me, having a lot of difficulty today. Actually, let's just back that up 1 second. I jumped ahead of myself. I was so excited about opening the doors, but I want to tell you a little bit more about why this is important and why it matters. Your pacing controls attention more than your ideas do. I'm going to say that again because it's crazy, right? Think about it. Your pacing controls attention more than your ideas do. Most people speak too fast, too evenly, too monotone, without intention, or actually, what's the worst is just randomly shifting back and forth, fast, slow, without meaning. And what this means is that your listeners drift, right? They're not listening. It's chaotic, it's uncontrollable. I've got better things to do with my time. So let's get back into the 6 here. Now we're ready for speed contrast, which I already reviewed behind door number 6. This is where we're talking about speeding up for impact when you're explaining steps, telling stories, or breaking tension. This is a time when using a little bit extra speed can be advantageous. Number 7, I think this might be my favorite name right here, the slow down. The slow down. So this is about using a slower pace to signal weight and intention. I use this one a lot, not only because it gives me time to think, but it gives my listener time to think as well. Excuse me. Put myself on mute here. So if you've been following me at all, you might have learned that I was at a long, biggest blues dance event weekend in the world over the weekend, so I might be getting a little sick. Who knows? Still recovering. Or maybe I just need a slowdown, right? The slowdown, number 7. And how slow do we need to go here? I get this question a lot. Is it 15%, 20%, 25%? Slow down, as slow as it takes to drive home your meaning. Don't be afraid of it. Actually, we're gonna be talking a lot about pauses and silence in the next chunk, so wait for it. This is just about slow. Number 8. I need to blow my nose again, sorry. Ta-da, I got the mute that time. The gear shift. This is about pattern interruptions. Changing gears, shifting gears. If you're used to a manual shift or an automatic, whatever, you know that changing gears changes your speed, changes patterns. And this is about pattern interruptions. Pattern interruptions catch attention and encourage renewed listening. So basically, our brains are hardwired to notice patterns, to follow patterns, to anticipate what is coming next. See how you did that, right? You knew I was going to say next. To anticipate it. And when something changes, when there's an interruption, our brains pick up what is happening for renewed listening. So maybe you're giving bullet point short sentences and then end with a nice long one, or vice versa. Do something to shift gears, change gears, and reignite attention in interaction with speaking. You'll probably notice I'm doing that a lot in this talk. Okay, the coughing and the nose blowing, that wasn't planned, but all right. Let's move on. Number 9, behind door number 9. This one's fun. Punchy starts. Punchy starts. Starting your sentence, your idea, your speech, your presentation, the phone call, whatever it is, starting fast and direct. Headlines first. This is very common in social media. People do a hook, a rehook, tell people what they're getting first to let them know so that they stick around for the rest of it. In a situation where you have more of a captive audience, for example, in a classroom setting or if even then people's brains wander and drift off, right? Get people excited from the start. So often I go to, especially this time of year, I hear people start out with, "Hello, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be starting in a few minutes. My name is Elizabeth, and I'm really glad that you came. Christmas is a wonderful time." This is not punchy start. Start your sentence fast, direct, headlines first. When I started this session, I believe the first one was holiday excuse me, holiday edition. Unwrap your vocal authority. Or was it? Did I start there? I don't remember. It depends on where the sound kicked in. But basically, starting strong, starting. Remember, this is your first impression. Your voice is your first impression, and it lands way before your intelligence, your experience, your skills, and your ideas even have a chance to get out of your mouth. Don't waste this chance. Don't waste this opportunity. Let's go for number 10. Number 10, number 10, number 10. Oh, this one's cool. Mhm, mhm, mhm. Pace waves, not peace waves. Pace waves, pace waves. So what are pace waves, Elizabeth? These are about waves in speed, in volume, in flow, and these waves create an emotional flow and keep people with you, right? So if you're building up to a key point and then you have the result. So think about these waves and stories and the way you speak and the way you present your information and the way you present your points for an argument. Pro tip, don't make people seasick. Don't make it so stark and drastic that it becomes uncomfortable. Waves, not punches. The punches only come at the start, right? Whew, we gotta keep people alive to be listening. Don't make them seasick, please. All right, I'm checking through quickly. Azan Daily joined. Thank you for joining us. So glad to have you here. Thank you for coming, and feel free to leave a question or a comment in the chat. I'm here for it. Checking on YouTube. Excellent. We have quite a few people there. That's fun. Uh-oh, YouTube's got stuck. Ugh. Moving right along. So we just went through the first 10. That means that today's December 11th. There's only one more door left to open. But before we get into that, I want to tell you about the key benefits from these five. Just these five right here. So speed contrast, that is excellent for drama, anticipation, excitement. You can build up to it or change to show this excitement without like jumping around and sounding like a 4-year-old, right? We don't, at least I can't do that. I ain't got the energy for that. So we want to use speed contrast to capture the attention and deliver that energy without expending too much energy. Pace waves, as we just talked about, for natural flow. This is for the kids and for you. It makes it easy for people to understand what you're saying, and it makes delivery easier as well. The strategic slowdowns are perfect to land important ideas and meaning. The slowdown is so good for that. Pause for power when you need to reset the room. This this is really good. And actually kind of a preview. A preview, the reset. We'll get into that for the next one. But first, let's do a small thought exercise. Where do you tend to rush? Where do you tend to rush when you're speaking? Do you rush at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end? Where do you tend to rush? Drop that in the comments. Let me know. That is quite telling, because it tells a lot about where your brain is, where your stress is, where your blockers are. Also, did you feel that when I said it? Where do you tend to rush? And I said beginnings, middles, endings. And it was pregnant with meaning. Think about it. How do you want to use your voice? Not only in December, but moving forward into 2026. Because this is something you can't do yet. Although maybe after this session, maybe it will be. Is it listening to me? I'm feeding the monster. So I'm gonna go ahead and check the comments, see where you tend to slow down, the beginnings, the middles, the ends. Hello to everyone who's just joining us now. Glad to have you. We are going through the 11 Advent calendar days from December 1st through December 11th, one of my favorite holiday traditions. And you're here for the best part. We are about to open door number 11. So let's get to it. Now, as the people who were here and remember, we just finished door number 10. Now we're shifting into the third phase of the voice framework. So it's VOI, I for intentional pauses. Intentional pauses. This is one of the least amount of effort, but has the greatest impact in your life. It's amazing. It increases your credibility, increases your respect, power, intentionality, and it helps calm people down. It is a wonderful tool. So I really want to spend time here in the next week. Now, today we only get to open one door. Anticipation, right? We get one door today, but then next week, and I'll give you the link for that. Next week, you can join me live, and we're going to open the next 7 doors. But for now, let's go to door number 11. So these are all about intentional pauses, and the very first one is the power pause. The power pause. So this one is about a still moment. Oops. I disappeared. That was a big pause, right? The power pause. A still moment, a space for your point to land. Silence gives ideas room to breathe, and people need time to really absorb what you said. Remember, even though you've said this 100 times, even though you've practiced it 20 times, this is the first time your audience hears these words. And if this is your key point, make sure their brain has time to hear it. Have you ever, like, raise your hand, drop an emoji? Have you ever had that happen where someone will say something? I didn't hear it. I asked what? And as they're in the middle of repeating it back to me, it's like my brain finally had enough time to register what was said, and I've got it. I just need that extra time for it to land. So give this, because it's the giving season, give this to your audience as well this season. Gift the power pot. All right, let's go back to our slides. As I mentioned, we're not going through the rest of these 13, 14, 15. Goes all the way up to number 24. We're not going to do that today because it's just not possible. But I want to remind you that small shifts create major authority. I pressed the wrong one again. That is not leading to my credibility. But small shifts create major authority. These 11 techniques, micro techniques, give you the tools to speak with presence, leadership, confidence, and control. Remember, you remember nothing else today. Remember, your voice is your advantage, especially in 2026, especially in the time of AI. When you understand how to use volume, pace, emphasis, energy, and stop hoping to sound confident, start delivering with intention. This is what I want for you. Now we're going to wind this up, but before I do, I want to encourage you to follow me on the socials. You can check out my advent calendar. It's going to be going for the next, well, till the 24th. That's the nature of them. I'm checking again the socials to see for your comments, your questions, and I will drop here. We're going to continue the advent calendar, as I said, until the 24th. But next week, next Thursday, I encourage you to watch me live. I'm going to put the links right in there so you can watch live and join as we open the next doors. And you can ask your questions and be here. But I can't leave the link for Instagram because Instagram is weird. I don't know how that works with the live stuff. But please remember to get your free copy of the Vocal Authority Formula. It has all 11 of these, plus the next one's coming up. If you really can't wait, you can do it. All 3 micro techniques elevate how you sound in every single room you walk in. So I'm going to drop that here as well as the link. Get that. The Vocal Authority Formula with the voice system, all 320 techniques. Elizabeth, what is happening? I think my hat is too tight. I don't know what is happening. What is happening? There it is. All the links are there for you. And this concludes our session today. I'll see you next Thursday live or catch on the replay. If you do watch the replay, do let me know. And I'm here for you, here for these conversations and wishing you a happy, healthy holiday season. Till next week.